Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to the Halo Forge Epidemic. I'm here with Mr. Pokephile.
Hey guys, we're checking out a map entitled Shroom Plague by Pol Wah. It uses a game type called Phagin. Now this is a very impressive map that he's built on erosion. It's a kind of a smaller based flood map. However, it's very aesthetic as you can see. He's painted the walls of this map with many colors. You can see he's got this like these purples and greens. So it really makes it feel like something out of like Gotham City Imposters with the Joker, and it's just a really great flood map that I really like.
Yeah, and the use of the different pods that you find on erosion was actually really smart. You don't see that used too often. So he did integrate the terrain into the map very well, and I thought that was it built a lot into the map and built the theme up a lot too.
I think one of the coolest features of this map, though, is probably the fact that he's taken the acid pools, or the green pools, as I call them, but he's put a trait zone over it. But it doesn't, not a trait zone, but a gravity zone. It doesn't, the gravity zone doesn't necessarily do anything, but it just adds those little kind of floating particles that makes it really feel more, I don't know, aesthetic or shroomish, or I don't know. It's little things like that that really sell this map, that just amplify the atmosphere that he's created here, and it really makes you feel involved while you're on this map, and it's terrifying to play it actually.
Yeah, and the map itself is split into two areas. The zombies will spawn basically down here, and then there's a staircase that goes up, and then there's also a grav lift that'll push you up. So the zombies mostly spawn down here. Humans are mostly on the top, but you can go and fight between the various levels. And both of them are equally aesthetically pleasing, and they all have their own places to check out and defend.
Yeah, so the game type is, as we said earlier, Phagin, which is Pol Wah's kind of more fast-paced zombies, but it's very balanced. Essentially, humans have Promethean vision, and that counteracts the darkness of a lot of his maps. So it works out really well. And I mean, he's got a filter on this map. Normally, I'm not a huge fan of the juicy filter, but I think on this map it really works because, again, this map's all about the different colors that he's kind of painted the walls with, and the just the different, like, the palette that he's used really here. So I think that juicy actually really works well on this map. Normally, I'm not a huge fan of it, but I really did like the way it comes out, and it plays really well with Phagin because it makes, it increases the tones, and Promethean vision combined with all the different tones of this map, the color tones, it really makes for some great gameplay.
Yeah, and that's one of the things I think Pol Wah is becoming more and more well known for, is just the quality of his maps, the themes that he's able to pull off, the use of the effects. Like, he had that black and white map. That I think that's the only one I've ever seen that really worked well.
Yeah.
So he's definitely shown himself to be a talented forger.
Yeah, he's definitely shining quite a bit with the flood maps. He's made quite a few flood maps. I know not like a lot of them haven't actually been showcased yet, but I know for a fact he's working on like a couple very magnificent flood maps, especially a Nazi Zombies map that he's doing right now. That's just incredible. I'm loving the way it's playing. It's still in testing, but it's just turning out so fantastic. I'm really excited for that map.
Yeah, him and a couple other guys are all basically taking the flood showcase by storm. I used to do a lot of the flood stuff, but I just haven't had the time in terms of editing. So I'm glad these guys have taken it over, and they're doing great work. I'm really impressed with what I'm seeing from these guys. And it's all rock solid. I mean, I'm not a huge fan of the flood changes where they have it. I mean, the lunge distance and the character models and all that stuff. But I'm really happy with what they've done with the game type.
Oh, definitely. And I think that very important to note that in current flood, with just to counteract the huge flood lunge distance, a lot of the time we have to use double hit flood. And at the beginning of the game, I was kind of hesitant to do that because I wasn't a big fan of it in Halo Reach. But in this game, I think it works out great.
Yeah, and I think they did a really great job with this map. So anyways, thanks guys for tuning in. Yeah, we'll be hitting you up with more flood maps, and also make sure to check out Pokephile's channel. He does his own features and makes flood maps and does all sorts of walkthroughs. So thanks for tuning in, guys. We'll see you next time.